So if you've got a BMW hybrid, and I'm talking F30, F15, that type of thing, the older generation of hybrids, there's a massive flaw on that, and it could cost you up to €9,000 if you don't basically retrofit something that I'm going to cover in this video. Now, what's it all about? You saw a component on the thumbnail. It wasn't clickbait. The component is a driver, and it's a driver in the EME. The EME is the electrical machine electronics. It does a few things, does that. Not only does it drive the electrical machine or motor, but it also acts as a DC-DC converter. So that actually provides the 12-volt system on your F30 hybrid 330e and on your F15. Because basically there's no alternator. So if you don't have an alternator, you're going to have something to keep the low voltage system topped up. So it'll take high voltage DC from the battery and it'll step it down to a lower voltage DC, typically just around 15 volts, 14.8, 14.9, depending on the load, etc. Not much more than that. What is that component? Well, that's a driver, and there's actually three of them. One for each of the phase, because it's a three-phase electric motor, AC. And essentially what that actually does, once the EME has actually converted everything to AC voltage to drive the electrical machine, the driver is actually a part of the synchronization of the motor, because obviously three phases, they fire in turn, don't they? And you can see more about three-phase motors online. The purpose of this is to explain what goes wrong. It's about $9,000 to fix the EME, although we do have a system now in Finland. We've got a guy who's repairing them for us. I think there's one guy in the UK as well, but there's not that many people worldwide can fix them. What goes wrong? Why does it melt? Well, you'd be very surprised. There's a number of reasons. But this video is going to actually show one car I did. It went to a garage. No one knows what they've done to it. But what they did do was empty the cooling system tank. There's two tanks on this car. There's the big one, high temperature, the small one is low temperature. Now if you empty the low one, you're going to be in a world of pain, because that low one feeds the water supply via a water pump, or the coolant supply should I say, to the EME at the back of the car, which is liquid cooled. Now it's 2.5 meters away. If you don't ensure that you've got a good feed of lubricant, of coolant, it's going to overheat, isn't it? It's going to overheat. And the reason I'm making this video is because it's the most stupid design you'll ever come across in your entire life. Why? Well, first of all, let's look at the header tank. High temperature. If there's a leak, there's a sensor inside, a level sensor. It's going to tell you, say, listen, there's no coolant in this. You need to stop, pull over before it overheats. What about the low temperature one? No, there ain't one. You'd be surprised. I'm not joking. Go and look at your car. If you've got one of these cars, get your hand underneath and have a look. You'll not feel a level sensor because there ain't one. Stupid. Level sensor costs peanuts money. So what happens is, the tank goes dry, no coolant in it, but you've got no level sensor to tell the driver that, hey, listen, low temperature side, there's no coolant in it, you risk destroying and boiling over your EME and other components. Risk destroying a water pump alone's a few £100. Nothing, nada. You're not going to know. You're not going to know at all. You'll know when you get this message. Check control message. Electric drive, not available. Combustion engine only. And what actually happens is you'll get a raft of fault codes. There's 3 temperature sensors, one for each phase of the electrical machine in the EME itself. So the output's the electrical machine. Each output, each phase of the 3 phases, that's a temperature sensor for each phase. And what it's saying is there's an issue. One of them's overheated. Only one of them, but nevertheless, one of them's overheated. And as you can see from that image again there on the screen, that's a melted driver. That's been mad hot as that. Now, you can get that if it's drawing too much current, but I can assure you on this particular car, this is actually off an F15, this, but it's basically the same in the F30. It's more or less the same design. This particular car had an issue because someone had took the water pump off and replaced it, and they hadn't bled it proper. And because they hadn't bled it, it had an air pocket in it. And because it had an air pocket in it, it overheated and it melted the EME. Cost £9 put it right. So what can you do with that? Well, you could retrofit your own level sensor. That would be a start, wouldn't it? In my opinion. The reason this thing's happened though with these cars is people don't vacuum fill them. They just top the coolant up and drive off. What you have to do with these is empty them, vacuum them, so all the pipes are flat. In this case, probably they won't be because some of them might be full solid plastic, but either way, it has to be a full vacuum on it. And when there's a full vacuum, you've got no air in it, have you? Then you introduce coolant and it displaces the air, pushes the air out, and you've got no problem then. And on the petrol engine, you have to rev it a bit as well. But on the low temp side, vacuum it. That'll pull the air out. Put coolant in. Everyone's happy. Check your level. Quick roll test, check your level again. It's critical. It's absolutely critical you do that. And me, when I do them, I activate the water pump a few times just to make sure. The coolant's returning back okay, no bubbles. So, usually, what causes the AME to burn out and fail, in 90% of the cases I've had, is idiots who don't know what they're doing. They go to a garage people, mechanics. They haven't got a clue what they're doing, some of them. They don't know what they're doing. They just top it up. Sometimes they forget. You'd be amazed how many times I've had a job where they've done something. They've took a charge cooler off. They've lost the cooler and they've not even checked. They top up one tank but don't top up the other. The other thing that can cause it, other than idiots, and there's a lot of them, is this. So this is the cooler at the front. This is like a cooler, an additional cooler. And this is another cause of the problems. Now, what this is we have a charge cooler which has coolant going through it, but this is an additional cooler for the intake system, basically, like a normal radiator in essence. But guess what happens with these? Yeah, it's in a right good place, isn't it? It gets smashed and battered with stone chips like crazy, and then they just leak. But you've got no level sensor to tell you that it's leaking. So this smashes to bits, little tiny pinholes. Eventually one pinhole goes through the fin and it leaks slowly, but you've got nothing to tell you. Got nothing to tell you. It won't overheat the AME. It'll only do that once there's no coolant left to keep it cool. Especially when you're under load, it'll just get red hot the drivers. There's no coolant. It'll just be like steaming inside, like a kettle. So that's the main thing that goes wrong with these. And you really need to put a stone guard on it with an air duct. Or better still, put a Muscleman one, upgrade it and put a more robust one on, because these are just crap. Stupid design. Like a lot of things on BMW are stupid. So the other thing that goes wrong with these, on the high temperature side, this is another issue with them, is this pipe here. It's basically not fit for purpose. And there's already a modified BMW part, which is way thicker. And this pipe itself just breaks. It just breaks. And it can break even when you're not touching it. It can just fracture. Just gets weak. Someone might have took it off a couple of times, do some repairs, put it back, bleed it okay. And then you could be driving along and it'll just crack off. It'll just snap off. It'll just fall off. It's the most stupid crap I've ever come across in my life. There was no need to make a pipe, A, so thin and B, so brittle. So they have made a counter-measured one, which is marginally better, but I wouldn't say it's like hugely better, basically. So I hope that my little video here is going to highlight to all you hybrid owners or wannabe hybrid owners of a Achilles heel that is destroying $9,000 EMEs that not many people really even know about. There's a lot of owners on the forums know about them, but the average Joe Bloggs is going to buy one of these cars, burn the EME out and start crying it's going to cost 9k, put it right, plus labour. So if it were me and I had one of these, and I would never buy a BMW hybrid because, well, I just wouldn't, because I know how crap they are. But if you've got one, they're nice to drive, but you don't want it to be breaking down. You want to do everything you can, put it right, don't you? Go and get yourself a decent reed switch type basic sensor or a capacitive one. Maybe run it with an Arduino. If you don't want to do it so fancy, just get a basic sensor with a ground power supply. So it's got basically a ground switch. So when there's no liquid in, it'll trigger. It'll either go to ground or it'll open the ground. Then you can light an LED up inside your car. Then you don't need any fancy tools, do you? You just need a fused 12-volt supply or whatever to your LED. And I would do that. If it was my car, if I had one of these hybrids, I'd do that. I'd drill an hole in tank, flattest area you can get. Take your tank to a specialist, get them to do a proper job, thread it or whatever, put a boss in, plastic weld it in, whatever, to make sure it don't leak. And then retrofit this system, because you've got peace of mind then. Because if you don't do that, how the hell are you going to know when you're driving if you're losing coolant? You're not going to know, are you? Not everyone's got money to change that cooler up front. If you do this, it'll probably cost you 20 or 30 quid to get it done right. Vacuum it after, bleed it proper, do it right, send it to a garage if you need to. Peace of mind then, aren't you? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. So I hope you enjoyed that little video, because I certainly enjoyed making it, and I like opening your eyes to all these problems that's going wrong with your BMWs. Until next time, thank you very much. And I hope you made it this far and watched it to the end, because YouTube, all these metrics, if you don't watch it to the end, or you don't like it, or you don't share it, or whatever, it's just bombing my videos. My channel's growing, but it's growing too slowly. So I would really appreciate it if I've helped you out with this bit of free knowledge, which you wouldn't get from a dealer because everything's secret, that you'll actually subscribe and share my videos and help my channel grow. Because I like to think on this channel, you get some real advice and not crap, which is what a lot of channels are giving people, like nonsense. All right, thanks very much. Hope it was useful for you. See you soon.